Hey guys, so first off, the Bowman and Deal human resource frame of leadership is obviously human based, as the title states. Um, so, in this frame of leadership, humans are super important. In fact, the frame of leadership puts them as the most important thing. It promotes teamwork and organization, communication between coworkers and team members. It aims to unite organizational goals and human goals. It states that when those two things successfully unite, then you have a really good pairing. The organization gets someone who is energetic and likes what they do, and the organization, or I'm sorry, the person gets a work environment that they enjoy and a job that they like, which is pretty big. Um, as for my uh, priority list or pyramid, first I have the students, just because everything that we do and everything that everyone does in a school should be for the students. Their ultimate goal, they are the people that we, um, you know, hope to do best by. Obviously we want to do good by our principals, because they're our bosses and everything like that. But ultimately, everything that we do, our coworkers do, is for the students. So they are number one. Next, I have the teachers, just because they are kind of like the front line. They are spending the most time with the students, developing the most relationships, learning the most about their lives. And I feel like that's the one area where if you have someone who's not energetic or passionate, I feel like having a group of teachers that are not energetic or passionate is where you could really kind of lose out as an organization. I feel like it's the most important slash vulnerable. If we have good ones, then that's awesome, and it's probably great for the students, and you'll probably have students that are more happy to come to school and do a good job and pay attention. And so I think that as for school, the teachers are probably the most important grouping there. And then right under teachers, I have the parents, just because they too spend lots of time with the students, hopefully. But for the most part, they spend lots of time with the students and obviously know them and have relationships with them. And I think it's really important that if we can get parents on the same page as teachers and kind of have a team building thing between teachers and parents, and have a common goal, I think it would go a long way for a lot of students. Yeah. Next, I have the principal, just because as the principal, it's their job to ensure that they have good teachers and teachers that are passionate and energetic and who are there to help students and not, just get a paycheck. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all have to get paid and live our lives, and that's totally fine. But having passionate teachers is huge. That's all I can say is huge. I then have paras, because I don't know about everybody else's school, but in my school, paras spend a lot of time with the kids, especially if they are having behaviors. And, it's not uncommon for a para to be the one to pull a student out in the hallway and just be like, hey, what's going on? Do you have a rough morning? Do you want to walk? So they build a lot of relationships, and maybe they don't spend as much time or build as many relationships as teachers, but they are definitely up there. They do a lot of that. Next, I just have support staff, and by that I mean the cooks and the maintenance personnel, the office staff, custodians, basically everyone who keeps the school running as a well-oiled machine. They are super important. If the school has to be clean, It's got to be organized with our office staff. They take all the calls, and they do amazing jobs at doing that. Maintenance staff. I work in an alternative school, so we get stuff broke a lot. So I'm very thankful for maintenance staff. Just all those people make everyone else's lives easier, and I thank them for it, and they are super important. And then have community. Community is important. If the kids have friends or neighbors or a church group or someone out in the community who is also backing them, it can go a long way. Obviously, it's maybe not as important as the parents, but in a lot of situations, if the parents are not able to be there for students, it's amazing if the community is able to, open their arms and help students out. So they're definitely important. Then for last, I have alumni. It would be awesome to have alumni come back and talk to the kids and, just say, hey, I made it. And, these guys, even though they make you mad sometimes, they love you and they're here for your best interest and they want you to make it. Obviously that's not going to happen all the time. I'm not going to have an alumnus in here every day talking to the kids, but I do think that there is a certain, something that can be said about having alumnus that are very happy with how their life turned out because of how your teachers and support staff and principals and paras did their job. And, we all know that, a 16-year-old is going to listen to a 19-year-old way more than they listen to any of us. So having some of those people be able to come back and talk to the kids would be really cool. I think it'd be a huge positive, but I just don't think it's as important as everyone else on that list. So there's my list. That's kind of how I feel about how I would, prioritize everyone if I were a building principal. Hope everyone has a great Christmas break. Thanks.